Greetings! Greetings, ladies and gentlemen!
It's all a front for show. They do it all for show. They set the world on fire.
They let it burn slow.
I was just cruising the streets. I was looking for something to eat. I'm trying to get me some sleep. I'm trying to make it for me.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen.
My family needs what they got. My family eating they sleeps. My family eating the streets. My family. It's a PSA announcement. They say they care, but they really don't. Kamikaze twist and turn like Inferno. They keep on blaming the media and blaming the government. You say you want freedom, do you really know? You give them your rights away and then you give them more. Money coming in different ways. Don't say you're poor. Don't say you helping these kids and then you close the door. You ain't no better than politicians, you hypocrites.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen.
You make the difference. All this talking you're saying and ain't saying much. They say they care, but do they really know? It's beyond their ability.
They
really don't. They say they care. We know they really don't. It's all a front for show. They do it all for show. They set the world on fire. They let it burn slow.
Greetings, Miss Terry. Alright, nice to see ya.
They let it burn slow. They set the world on fire. They let it burn slow. Put your left arm in, you take your left arm out.
Hey.
Put your right hand in, and then you shake it all about.
Let's go.
You did it, break you on down.
Hey. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go.
He had a great fall.
That's right.
And all the king horses,
hey.
all the king's men, couldn't put them back together again. Don't be so basic and practice on your greatness. Life don't work like that. Gotta be amazing.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
What it takes to be on top right now. I know I'm your favorite. This is hip hop and politics and relevance. This ain't J6, but it's an insurrection. I took Jack Smith and Bonnie Willis. Prosecutions to the next
Good morning, my nigga.
I got MAGA triggered in the state of shock, cause the time has come. The Proud Boys got 20
Swerving, my man. Good morning, brother.
What happened to Back to Blue? He told you to march to the Capitol and he would be there too. Officers died and
let's get ready. Let's get this show started, ladies and gentlemen. You know exactly what we are here to do.
You say you wanted the truth.
All right, it's showtime, ladies and gentlemen. You know what time it is. Let's go. Good morning, Apple Mom.
I feel like I'm stuck in a cycle.
Get your coffee out.
Like
get your tea out. Get whatever you got, ladies and gentlemen. You know exactly what we came to do.
And I can't escape it.
Exactly.
It's like deja vu. It's me, Zeus. It's deja vu when I'm running up these racks. I'm like the Terminator screaming.
I'll be back.
It's deja vu when I'm out here flying first class. It's like every week I gotta take out the trash.
I'm on top of my game, ahead of the class.
You can tell that I made it. Look at my grass. Cars in the garage, tanks full of gas. I play the game so raw, I won't finish last. Sitting in my living room.
Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. I guess we go with Zodiac. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Thursday. You know exactly why we are here. Get out of my line, you traitors. Let's go.
Got a lot of confidence and I'm conceited. Call me the master.
Good morning, Hector.
I'ma take off in a spaceship.
I'll tell you what, I was on into Zeus's live in a couple of days.
Yeah.
That shit was radical.
Right.
It was horrible. I'm like, Zeus has gone way off the rails.
Wow. So I'm off the rails, huh? You still think so? All right, Mayho. Good morning, grandbaby. All right, DJ, go ahead and tell the music. All right, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the show. I am your host. I am your pilot, and you know exactly why we are here. But before we get started doing that, let me go ahead and introduce myself, all right? For those of you who do not know who I am, I go by the name Zeus, or as some like to say, Triple H. And why do they call me Triple H? Well, it's quite simple. The first H stands for honest, the second H stands for humble, and the last and final H, ladies and gentlemen, stands for, well, you know what it is. I'm the most handsome person on social media. Always will be. There's no one more handsome than me, all right? Now, many of you are familiar with what we do over here on this side of town, on this side of TikTok. What we do over here is very special. We hold our friends on the right, especially their leader, their cult leader, Donald J. Trump, accountable for their dirty, disgusting, filthy deeds as well as their crimes. And believe you me, when it comes to our friends on the right, there's a lot of dirty, disgusting, filthy deeds as well as crimes, all right? And so I got this to say to you, especially those of you who are possessed with the MAGA demon, all right? If you don't like hearing the truth, right? Or as my good friend, Brother Swervin likes to say, you're lactose intolerant. That means you're allergic to the facts. You might want to leave this live and go on about your miserable day, all right? Go hang out with those fake TikTok hosts, those fake content creators. You know who they are, the Snuggles out there, right? The J Bears and the Stacy Bears. See, those folks out there, ladies and gentlemen, they like to peddle lies and misinformation to keep you in a state of delusion, all right? You go hang out with them, because what we do, we don't tolerate any of that. We refuse to allow MAGA to be victims around us, all right? All right, so go on and get on out of here, all right? Because it's going to get uncomfortable. If you're happy, it's going to make you sad. If you're hungry, you're not going to be so hungry. But get this, you don't got to take my word for it. Listen to your leader.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply,
Mario,
you can leave. You can leave right now.
so much. All right.
Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
Right. If you're not happy in the United States of America, leave. Good morning, Jess. So lovely to see you. Good morning, Shay. I think I saw you, April, and as well. All right, now, I want to make sure we touch on some very important topics this bright and early today, all right? But before we get into all of the other ones, I want to make sure we kick it off the right way. For all of you who don't come to the show, what I like to do is I like to get the crowd, actively involved in the show, all right? And so part of what I ask the audience to do, all right, especially those of us who love this country, the real patriots, the real folks out here, the real Republicans, the real Democrats, right? The real independents. Whenever we cover stuff that MAGA is doing, and we all know that it's corrupt and it's evil and it doesn't represent us as Americans, I do ask that you all join in booing and shaming these Trump supporters, these MAGA demons, all right? Because the Republican Party, as it stands, they've been taken over by MAGA, and they have no shame, right? So it's very important that we do our part to make sure that the shame that they lack, we give it to them. So that's why I say, let's give MAGA a round of boos and shame. So for those of you who are questioning why I do that, that's the answer. I give MAGA the boos and the shame because it's clear they don't have any, right? For instance, I'll tell you something that happened to me yesterday. I went into a nasty live with some MAGA demons, right? All right, and they like to say that, a lot of us out here who are on TikTok are grifters. You know what they said? They said I was a grifter. They said I was a grifter. That's what they said. I know, hold on. So I want to make sure I make this crystal clear. If the only people that I believe should be paying to be at this live are MAGA, and not just my live, any of my fellow friends out here on the app that are bringing the truth. I firmly believe that MAGA should be forced to not only support the platforms, but they really should subscribe, because we are doing a lot of work to save this country from that nasty MAGA demon. MAGA, ladies and gentlemen, they are in a state of delusion. All right. And how did they get there? They've allowed Vladimir Putin and the Kremlin, the misinformation that they've peddled. They've consumed it. They've consumed it like what I would liken it to is rat poison, right? The rat doesn't know that they're eating the rat poison until it's too late. So MAGA, do your fair share and start supporting all of us out here who are bringing the truth day in and day out. We're doing your homework for you so that you can still be in this country and it not be gone straight to hell. That's number one. Number two, to Jay Bear and Stacy Bear, who love to pride themselves on being Christians. What I heard you say yesterday in that live about how you like to stay out of people's business, especially women's business. I said Jay Bear because we're talking about abortion, right? Jay Bear. So you don't think a woman should be able to get access to reproductive health care at all? No, she can have it. Zeus, what a woman does, that's her business. Oh, so if a woman goes out and she decides to go on a date with a guy, Jay Bear and Stacy Bear, does she need to get your permission? No, Zeus, that's their business. Okay, so then Jay Bear, when does it become your business to tell a woman what to do with her body? Jay Bear didn't have an answer. Okay, but she loves to stay out of everyone's business. But then every time you talk to her, she's all up in folks' business. Just being messy. And that's it. You know what? That's exactly what the MAGA demon does. The MAGA demon don't know how to stay in its own business. The MAGA demon's in everybody else's business except their own. MAGA demons, listen up. You're on your way to hell. You don't got time to worry about anybody else except yourself. So Jay Bear and Stacy, do me a huge favor and repent. All right. And then on the last note, ladies and gentlemen, I want to make sure you all understand why I'm going to use the term MAGA demon. I say MAGA demon because you really are under a strong demonic force, MAGA. There's just absolutely no way you can say you're not. And we got the evidence. Yesterday or a couple days ago, we all saw Donald Trump get on his Truth Social platform and he was selling the Bible for $60, right, ladies and gentlemen? That's when you know the demon is taking over. And you know what they do? Yeah. They like to excuse it and say, oh, he was just joking. Donald Trump's not joking about what he's doing. Every day he wakes up and thinks of a new way to scam all of you MAGA demons. And then you turn around and blame President Biden and the Democrats for your pain and suffering. That's how delusional you've gotten. All right? So if I ever come into your spaces, I hope I've answered all of your questions, all right? And so on that note, ladies and gentlemen, you know what I need you all to help me do? Join me in giving the MAGA demons out here on social media, especially TikTok. The Jay Bears, the Stacy Bears, the Snuggles, the HVACs, the Retributions, the clickbait, I call them trash baits. The Democrat Destroyer, his name is Double D, but he's Double Demon. Join me in giving them what they deserve, our first honorable round of boos and shame. Had to bring the hammer out early today.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
I had to bring the hammer out early this morning. I don't want to ever have to do that, Jay Bear and Stacy Bear. Okay, so show some respect. Act like y'all been raised for once in your life. All right, now let's move it on with some real topics to talk about. All right, this one is a very good piece. All right, and it's called "Once You Work for Donald Trump, You're Trapped." In other words, once you're in the cult, you're there forever until you lose your life. Right? If you're seeking employment at the RNC, you're likely to be asked in your job interview if you believe that the 2020 election was stolen. If you say no, you might as well seek to work on George Santos' next campaign. At the Republican National Committee, newly reorganized under Trump, agreeing to Trump's false claim has become a kind of litmus test for employment, just as it became a litmus test for almost every Republican running for office. Even if you already have a job at the RNC, don't count on keeping it if you fail to agree to the big lie. All right? According to sources, Trump's advisors have been quizzing multiple employees who have worked in key 2024 states about their views on the 2020 presidential election. Hell, even if you repeated the big lie multiple times in the media, you might still lose your RNC job. Former RNC chair Ronna McDaniel lost hers, even though she continued to echo Trump's election lies. McDaniel even participated in a November 17th, 2020 phone call in which Trump pressured two Republican members of the Wayne County Board of Canvassers to not sign the certification of the 2020 presidential election. And guess what? None of this was enough for Donald Trump. Donald Trump fired McDaniel because she was insufficiently loyal to him. Wow. But she was too loyal to him to land a new job. She was hired by NBC last week as a paid contributor until network anchors and reporters revolted. They argued that by hiring her, NBC gave a green light for election deniers, or I should say MAGA demons, right, to spread lies as paid contributors. You know what, ladies and gentlemen? This is another sign of how dangerous Donald Trump is. There's no peace for MAGA. You know, the good book says there's no rest for the wicked. This is a good example. Once you sell your soul to Donald Trump, you'll never be able to undo that. You will definitely be on your way to get what I like to refer to as the ultimate MAGA reward. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, join me in giving Ronna McDaniel and anybody else who sold their soul to Donald Trump what they deserve this bright and early. Okay, because they're going to get the ultimate MAGA reward. What is it? Jail. And if you don't get your soul right, hell, right? With a chapter 11 in between. Join me in giving these Republican MAGA demons what they deserve. Another round of booze and shame. All right. Now let's move it along, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I'm still on the hunt. All right. They messed up. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, MAGA messed up when they started asking the question, are you better off today than you were 4 years ago? They messed up because, see, now that's something that I can stay on them about. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go back in time 4 years ago from today. All right, when Donald Trump was the president of the United States. A lot of people like to forget about what happened in the United States of America. I never forgot about it. Just like I don't forget about January 6th, I'm not going to forget about how Donald Trump handled the pandemic. All right? These liars. I say, what were you doing 4 years ago? Zeus, I work in healthcare. I am a nurse. 4 years ago, I was buying groceries. They were so cheap I could buy. No, you were not. 4 years ago, ladies and gentlemen, the nation, this country, was on its knees because of this tyrant, this criminal, our former president. And his supporters know it, but they don't want to tell the truth about it. Especially you, Jay Bear, liars. Let's go back to March 28th, 2020. And this is what the headline was. During the pandemic, Trump backs off quarantine of New York surrounding area. President Donald Trump announced Saturday that he would not be quarantining New York City's metro area, which has emerged as the nation's largest hotspot for the coronavirus after floating the idea earlier in the day. Look at him. You can go find him on Twitter. This is before they kicked him off. Quote, on the recommendation of the White House Coronavirus Task Force and upon consultation with the governor of New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut, I have asked the CDC to issue a strong travel advisory to be administered by the governors in consultation with the federal government, Trump tweeted. See how his supporters, they act like it wasn't Trump who shut this country down. It was him. A quarantine will not be necessary. Full details will be released by the CDC tonight. Shortly after Donald Trump tweeted, the CDC issued a domestic travel advisory urging residents of New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut to refrain from non-essential domestic travel for 14 days, effective immediately. You know, ladies and gentlemen, This is what Donald Trump was doing during the pandemic. All right, let's just listen to some of the things that were being said.
Mike Pence, I don't think he sleeps anymore. These are people that should be appreciated. He calls all the governors. I tell him, I'm a different type of person. I say, Mike, don't call the governor of Washington. You're wasting your time with him.
Here in Washington State tonight, 175 people have now died. 3,700 more are sick.
And Governor Jay Inslee says he can only guess at how many more people will get the coronavirus.
The state is now writing up plans for the worst case scenario.
Don't call the woman in Michigan.
Governor Gretchen Whitmer officially calling on President Trump for a major disaster declaration in Michigan.
Michigan is now 2,800.
With the spike of cases in Metro Detroit, hospitals are pleading for help.
That's what happens. Governor of Washington. You know what I say? If they don't treat you right, I don't call.
If they don't treat you right, I don't call. This is what Donald Trump was saying to the governors during the pandemic, offering no help. And this is the individual you want to put back in the White House. Have you lost your mind, America? See how Biden has done such a good job getting us out of this situation that a lot of you have blacked out. And you've erased this and you've acted as if we never were in a pandemic. It's one of the most mind-blowing things. And you know what he said? Nobody knew it would be as bad as it was. You did, and you lied to us. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this. These are some of the this is some of the stuff that was going on during the pandemic on social media. You can go look all of this stuff up, ladies and gentlemen. Look at what they said. Where do you take Trump supporters when they catch the virus? You take them to the hospital. Ladies and gentlemen, these folks are deranged. They're demented. And they worship Donald J. Trump. Look at him. In his mind, a bad day during the pandemic was, wow, while Americans were losing their life to this virus, he's only worried about how bad the media was treating him. And look at what he was doing during the pandemic. Doing campaign rallies. Whatever happened to Herman Cain, MAGA? Oh, he lost his life during the pandemic at a Trump rally. Oh, what is he doing? He's golfing. Ladies and gentlemen, this is some sick stuff that we've gotten ourselves into as a country. How on earth can anyone forget what was happening 4 years ago from today? Seriously? Were you really worrying about buying some eggs? They're too expensive, Snuggles. Were you really worrying about putting a little gas in your car? No, you were not, folks. The nation had officially been shut down. Folks had to work from home. Children had to work and do their homework at the same house that their parents were working at. And this guy is out there campaigning and golfing and committing crimes leading up to January 6th. Ladies and gentlemen, I really don't have much more to say on this topic, but please stop the lies, all right? And help remind MAGA what was really happening 4 years ago. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me once again in giving Donald Trump and his legion of MAGA demons what they rightfully deserve. All right? They try to make us forget this kind of stuff, and we're not going to forget it. No, like we're not going to forget January 6th. The pandemic in the United States, ladies and gentlemen, falls squarely on the lap of Donald J. Trump, and he is responsible. So join me in giving him and his supporters what they deserve. Another round of booze and shame. All right, now listen, I didn't want to go that deep into this, all right? I seriously, but I really do believe it's very important that we tell the truth, all right? And I don't know about you, but the pandemic was probably one of the scariest things that I've ever had to live through. And what made it even more dangerous was the fact that this knucklehead was in the White House lying to the American people, all right? Now let's move it along, ladies and gentlemen, to some more Trump news or some more news, all right? And this is just a bit of an update. Judge to consider if Trump can throw out Georgia election subversion case on the First Amendment ground, all right? For the first time since a judge ruled that Fulton County District Attorney Fonnie Willis can continue to oversee the Georgia 2020 election interference case against the former president, the focus will return on the details of the sprawling case. During a hearing today, Trump, lead attorney in Georgia, is expected to argue that the indictment should be dismissed because the former president's political speech is protected by the First Amendment. Wow. So Donald Trump believes that he should be able to lead an insurrection and tell his supporters to go commit these crimes, and that he should still be able to golf, right, and campaign with no impunity. And this is the argument he's making, on top of the fact that he believes he also has presidential immunity. Wow. But you know, his supporters, they're going to cheer this kind of stuff on, but then they're going to go, oh, but Fonnie Willis, she and Nathan Wade, they were dating. Zeus, don't you? Oh. So what harm has been caused by Fonnie Willis and Nathan Wade dating? I mean, by the way, she's not on the trial. She's not on trial for anything. I don't recall, because she dated this guy, millions of people, thousands of people stormed the United States Capitol. I don't recall folks losing their life because of this. This is personal. And like you said, Jay Bear, stay out of folks' business, right? So ladies and gentlemen, join me in giving MAGA what they deserve. They deserve another round of booze and shame. Number one, because they like to say they staying out of folks' business, but they all up in Fonnie Willis's business, ain't they? They show up in her business, right? They just, boy, y'all some liars out there. But the second thing is, watch this. Donald Trump is trying to argue what he did was okay because he has free speech. Meanwhile, the rest of y'all are sitting in a jail cell somewhere or waiting to be put in a jail cell. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in sending these MAGA demons straight to hell by giving them another round of booze and shame. Y'all some sick people.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
I see there's some dissension out there in my comment section. You don't like my broadcast? Am I striking a chord, perhaps? Well, listen, maybe you didn't hear me at the top of my show, but here's a friendly reminder for you Trump supporters.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now.
Yeah.
Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
Right. Is there anybody out there forcing these Trump supporters to stay in the United States? Please raise your hand out there. Raise your hand if you're forcing MAGA to stay in the United States. Because you know where I stand. You're right. My policy is if you want to make America great again, deport MAGA. Seriously. Anyone out there forcing MAGA to stay here? Anyone out there? Look at that. Anyone out there forcing MAGA to stay here in the United States? I don't see any answers. I'm going to see. I'm looking out there. Nope. Okay. I'm looking for a yes. Anyone forcing MAGA to stay, please put a yes out there. I don't see any yeses. And so with that being said, MAGA, I want you to understand, when the results from this next election come in, it's not rigged. You can see it right here in the audience. There's nobody here that wants you here. This is serious. You Trump supporters, thank you, G-Man. You Trump supporters, you've crossed the line and you lost your mind. All right? And I'm serious about that. Let's move it along, ladies and gentlemen. 3 presidents and 1 mission to beat Donald Trump. And this is some good news, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see from the photo, we have President Joe Biden and former presidents, right? Barack Hussein Obama and Bill Clinton. See, you know you in trouble when you have to get these 3 to unite, all right, to do something. You know you didn't messed up. All right, sometimes when a president needs a hand, the only other president or another 2 will do. President Joe Biden's bid for a second term and re-election campaign coffers will get a hefty boost today when he is joined in New York by his two immediate predecessors as Democratic presidents, Barack Obama and Bill Clinton. The lucrative fundraiser in New York will send a message of commitment from the 42nd and 44th presidents for the 46th bid to prevent the 45th president, Donald Trump, from returning as the 47th. Biden's re-election campaign announced today that this evening's fundraiser has raised over, get this, $25 million. Right? And this is good news, all right? Because not only is Biden's poll numbers going up, they're soaring through the roof, but his campaigning is actually doing better. And I'll be honest with a lot of you, right? I haven't gotten a single email from President Biden begging me for $5, $10, $15, or $2,500. It seems like the Democrats have this figured out, all right, ladies and gentlemen, but you know what? There's still a lot more work to do, all right? And so instead of the booze and shame, ladies and gentlemen, let's give President Biden and the Democrats a round of applause. This is the good news. MAGA, you don't hear this kind of information coming from the right because every Trump supporter knows every crying dime they send, Donald Trump is going to pay his legal fees, right? They know this, all right? And that's why they're suffering. That's why a lot of you Trump supporters are miserable right now. All right, let's move it along, ladies and gentlemen, all right? And this is just a heads up. Judge recommends John Eastman be disbarred for the 2020 election BS. All right. A judge yesterday recommended John Eastman, now infamous former lawyer for Donald Trump during the chaotic final days of his presidential term, be disbarred in California. The result of a case centered around his desperate attempt to overturn the 2020 election. This is the ultimate MAGA reward playing out for all of Donald Trump's henchmen, all right? Eastman's wrongdoings constitute exceptionally serious ethical violations warranting severe professional discipline. The court states in its decision, Eastman, 63, can no longer practice law in California unless he wins in appeal. Isn't that so funny, ladies and gentlemen? Donald Trump and all of his MAGA demons, they sure are spending a lot of time in the courtroom hanging on to the word appeal. They're always appealing something, right? I need some gas in my car. Can I get an appeal? I'm hungry. Can I get an appeal? Is that all MAGA is doing? Is this the campaign for 2024 MAGA? You're in the courtroom trying to get an appeal? Ladies and gentlemen, you know what we got to do. All right, the fact that this kind of stuff is happening day in and day out in MAGA. Every time you read the news, one of you MAGA demons is in the courtroom. Either you're getting sentenced, convicted, or something. You've been indicted, and now you're heading to the next step, appeal or jail. That's it. And you're asking for money. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in giving John Eastman what he deserves, all right? He deserves another round of booze and shame because this is what happens when you allow that MAGA demon to hijack your mind. You throw away everything. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give him some booze and shame.
Silence, you MAGA demon!
Silence, you MAGA demons. Should we play MAGA or not, ladies and gentlemen? We haven't played that all week. Are you ready to play MAGA or not? I got a bit of a story to talk about. This is something that came across my radar. All right. Should we play MAGA or not? Are you ready for it? All right. And I do this because especially to the women out there that are still in a relationship with these MAGA demon men, I have to bring these stories out to help you understand how ridiculous you're looking right now. And hopefully you'll be able to glean from these real life stories and make the right call on your end. All right, but this is some serious stuff. All right, so this story is about a woman. All right, she threw up after discovering her husband spent over $2,400 on their neighbor's steamy photos and sent messages to her. All right. This is I mean, put a 1 in the chat if you think this is MAGA, or put a 2 if you think it is other. For 22 years now, this 45-year-old woman has been married to her 48-year-old husband, Brad. And they had 3 children together who are 19, 17, and 16. Throughout her entire marriage, she has been under the impression that she and Brad have a solid relationship. All right. Brad is hilarious and quite charming. And all of her friends think he's one amazing man. That being said, Brad's charm and attention-grabbing ways with women have gotten them into some hot water. See, several years ago, Brad admitted to her that he was carrying on an emotional affair with one of his coworkers. Quote, they were getting lunch together and they got really close, she explained. He ended things when she said she loved him and was going to leave her husband. Brad claims they never slept together, but I couldn't know for sure. I had some serious doubts and it took a lot of therapy for me to get through that. We also moved states and he got a new job because of it. Since then, it's been a smooth sailing for her and Brad, and she figured their not so happy past as was in the rear view mirror. Well, a week ago, she borrowed Brad's computer with his permission so that she could hop on a video call for a volunteer position that she holds. Brad even set everything up for her so that it was easy to use. While the meeting was going on, a web link was sent to her, but she accidentally closed out of it. All right. So she went to Brad's browser's history to find the link again, and that's when a particular website caught her eye. The website is the kind of place where you can subscribe to women who create certain content, so of course her curiosity got the best of her. She clicked on that website link, which instantly brought her to their neighbor's profile, and she could clearly see her husband had bought steamy photos from her and chatted with her too. From their messages, it's clear she doesn't know it's him, she said, but he for sure knows that it's her. He tells her in detail what he would do to her. I had to go to the bathroom and throw up after reading it. He tells, I haven't told Brad that I know. I'm not even sure how to bring it up or what I should do right now. I want to leave, but I am unsure that it's an overreaction. I can't sleep or eat. I'm not doing well. She also invested 30 minutes into calculating how much money Brad had spent on this special content from the neighbor, which was difficult to find out since he tried to hide it and he does all of their finances. However, she figured out that he spent $2,467.86 over the last 6 months. She admits that they are wealthy, but she's still shocked by how much money Brad has doled out. Ladies and gentlemen, do we think this is MAGA or not? Put a 1 in the chat if we think Brad is MAGA. All right. 2 if you think it is other, because we have to decide. We have to decide. Okay. Well. And this is a serious thing, right? This is why I say what I say the way that I say it, because I know there's a lot of women out there dating a man that's possessed with this MAGA demon. Look at how it's left her. You're on your way to having this same experience, ladies, if you're dating a MAGA man, right? You won't be able to sleep, and you sure as heck can't eat as long as you're shacking up with a MAGA demon. All right? So on that note, ladies and gentlemen, join me. We've already determined Brad is MAGA. All right? $2,400, 67, all right, and 86 cents. But Brad, I thought you couldn't afford the eggs. Brad, I thought you couldn't afford the gas. Brad, I thought the economy was terrible, Brad. But guess what you're doing with the money, Brad? You're spending it on your neighbor's Lonely Fans website, Brad. And so once again, we've caught you lying, Brad. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in giving Brad what he deserves. A round of booze and shame. Some sick stuff. You Trump supporters.
Silence! You MAGA demon!
Brad and ladies, see, this is why we tell you, by voting for Donald Trump, you're literally voting against your best interests, especially when we're talking about things like women getting access to reproductive care. See, Brad will have you thinking you getting that kind of help is evil, it's immoral, it's corrupt. But then at the same time, Brad is over there spending money out of the family's budget on the neighbor on the side. Brad got you feeling like you're going straight to hell while Brad is over there doing the work of the devil. And you know where Brad got this from, ladies. He got it from Donald Trump. This is how Donald Trump, remember, it was Donald Trump that was hooking up with these, adult film stars while Melania was pregnant. All right, so if it's good for the goose, it's good for the gander, right? All right, let's move it along, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to move it on and wrap up my monologue. But before we do, you know what we must talk about? We must talk about, you know what? Everyone's topic, the topic that's really, I believe, going to decide the next election, besides all the other stuff, right? January 6th. All right. Former aide says Trump is frightened of what the world would find out in terms of what he did on January 6th. All right. This is why we cover January 6th the way that we do, because I already know, I have a pretty good idea that everything Donald Trump did on January 6th was illegal. All right. According to Cassidy Hutchinson, an aide to Trump's White House, who had a desk just steps away from the current presumptive GOP presidential candidate, all right, she says that America would be terrified if they actually found out what Donald Trump did. As rioters stormed the Capitols, the 24-year-old's life has changed. Hutchinson later became a pivotal witness to investigations into the deadly demonstration. Quote, she received national attention after being a key witness in the hearings led by the United States House Select Committee to investigate the January 6th attack on the United States Capitol. Now, Trump has said that Hutchinson will be, quote, prosecuted for her testimony. This is because he lashes out when he's threatened, she told Jen Psaki, all right, in an interview. He's deploying his most loyal allies on Capitol Hill to try to discredit not only my testimony, but the entire January 6th investigation as a whole. Trump held a rally in Washington, D.C. on January 6th where he discussed unfounded claims of voter fraud. Rioters attempted to prevent the certification of the votes for Biden, who won the election, and some even called for then Vice President Mike Pence to be unalive because he refused to block the certification. Cassidy went on to say this: the facts are out there. He doesn't want the facts out there because he doesn't want the American people to know what actually happened. He is hoping that his false narrative of what happened on January 6th is what the American people will believe. And that's what he wants to be on the minds of everyone as we head into November. Ladies and gentlemen, you know what we got to do, because it's not going to work. Join me in giving Donald Trump another round of booze and shame, because even though he wants us to forget about what happened on January 6th, we won't. Let's give him some booze and shame.
Silence! You MAGA demon!
All right, now, you know what that means? This is a perfect time to segue into January 6th, all right? And so, Cassidy brought up a good point, right? Donald Trump doesn't want you to know about what happened on January 6th, all right? And I know that because he knows that the moment people recognize what really happened, it's pretty much going to be a repeat of the 2020 election all over again. But you know what? Donald Trump can't silence Zeus. So I'm going to tell you what happened on January 6th, ladies and gentlemen, all right? And this is based off of the information and the facts. Number one, Donald Trump recognized during the pandemic that he was going to lose to President Biden. He knew that there's no way he could get reelected with the economy crashing, all right, and with the pandemic raging. He knew that. So what did he decide to do? He decided to plant seeds of doubt in the minds of his supporters, all right?
It's a rigged election. It's the only way we're going to lose.
Right?
It's a rigged election. It's the only way we're going to lose.
So that's the seed that he planted into the minds of his supporters. And by the way, this story also involves Donald Trump becoming the modern day leader of the Confederate Army, right? He transitioned from President Trump into, Jefferson Davis, right? And his supporters became the Confederate soldiers leading up to January 6th, all right? So when I share this, I want you to keep that in mind. He's radicalizing his supporters during this entire process. So we have the seed planted that the election is rigged, right? The only way he can lose is if it's rigged, right? So leading up to November, the poll numbers start to come out, and you can see clearly Trump's not going to win. So Donald Trump decides to meet with his inner circle, and they devised a couple of schemes. One, we all know, the fake elector scheme, right? It was the fake elector scheme that they said, we'll use this to try to basically install our own electors and stop Joe Biden from becoming the president. The second thing is, you know what? We're going to organize an event called Stop the Steal. So this all got put into motion. So what happens next, ladies and gentlemen, is the results from the 2020 election come in, and it's clear President Biden is the winner, right? Normally, candidates are supposed to concede, hey, great campaign, congratulations. I'll let all the voters know on my side that you're the true winner. That's how it works in this country. But guess what Donald Trump decided to do? That seed of doubt that he had planted in the mind of his supporters, he decided to fertilize it and water it so that his supporters would then turn into Confederate soldiers. And he did it by doing this. On election night, he came out, and instead of conceding, he said this.
Such a big night. You just take a look at all of these states that we've won tonight, and then you take a look at the kind of margins that we've won them by. And all of a sudden, it's not like we're up 12 votes and we have 60% left. We won states, and all of a sudden, I said, what happened to the election? It's off. And we have all these announcers saying, what happened? And then they said, because you know what happened? They knew they couldn't win. So they said, let's go to court. And did I predict this, Newt? Did I say this? I've been saying this from the day I heard they were going to send out tens of millions of ballots. I said exactly, because either they were going to win, or if they didn't win, they'll take us to court. So Florida was a tremendous victory.
Right? You hear that? So he didn't concede to Joe Biden. He went the other direction. And he went a little further when he said this.
76,000 votes with almost nothing left. And all of a sudden everything just stopped. This is a fraud on the American public. This is an embarrassment to our country. We were getting ready to win this election. Frankly, we did win this election.
You hear that? He went from saying, we were getting ready to win this election, to we did win the election. And you could hear his supporters start to cheer. At that moment, that's when they went from being regular supporters to being Confederate soldiers. And Donald Trump knew it. Now it's time to move on to the next phase. And you know what he did? All right, and I'm going to be honest with you. This is exactly what he did. Attention, all MAGA. You are now my soldiers. I have hijacked your minds. You belong to me. Sell all that you have. Send the proceeds to me. And meet me in Washington, D.C. on January 6th at an event I am hosting called Stop the Steal. Be there. It's going to be wild. All right. And so after Donald Trump said that, you know what his supporters did. They put on their khaki pants, right? They put on their khaki pants. All right. They jumped in the back of these U-Hauls and they put on these masks. You know, during the pandemic, you would see them all over TV going, I can't breathe if you make me wear a mask. I'm not wearing it. But when Donald Trump instructed them to meet him in Washington, D.C. at a rally called Stop the Steal, they had no problem masking up. And so that's exactly what they did. They all headed to Washington, D.C. to converge on the United States Capitol and to meet up with their cult leader, their president, Donald Jefferson Davis Trump. All right, so now they're boots on the ground. They've brought tactical gear and all of the likes. And Donald Trump is on his way to meet up with his troops. And his Secret Service says, hey, Mr. Former President, listen, those folks, they got weapons, they got tactical gear, they got chemical sprays. We don't really think it's a good idea for you to go there. Donald Trump says, first of all, I'm the president of the United States. I do what I want to do. Number two, they're not bringing that stuff to harm me. So I'm okay. Well, Mr. President, they're trying to cause harm to your vice president. I don't care. Take me to be with my troops. Sent shockwaves. But the Secret Service, they took him there and they took him to the ellipse. They took him to the ellipse, ladies and gentlemen, to meet up with his MAGA-possessed soldier. The MAGA demon was raging in him that day. He gets to the ellipse, and you know exactly what he did. He decided to rile up his troops and to encourage them to engage in heinous acts of violence.
Now it is up to Congress to confront this egregious assault on our democracy. And after this, we're going to walk down, and I'll be there with you. We're going to walk down. We're going to walk down anyone you want, but I think right here we're going to walk down to the Capitol. And we're going to cheer on our brave senators and congressmen and women. And we're probably not going to be cheering so much for some of them. Because you'll never take back our country with weakness. You have to show strength and you have to be strong.
Wow. Wow. And so now that his soldiers have been riled up, right? You could hear them in the back cheering on. Now they start to march to the United States Capitol to commit an assault on our democracy, or as President Biden likes to say, to place a dagger at the throat of our democracy on behalf of their cult leader, Donald J. Trump, right? And they had been radicalized, ladies and gentlemen. All right, you could tell because, you know, they heard from one of the lieutenants that day.
Everything. If we flood the Capitol building, flood all the government buildings, go inside. These are public buildings. We own them. We own these buildings. Do you understand that? We own the buildings and we pay all the people that work in the building. Finished with our meetings here at the White House this afternoon. We had a great planning session for our January 6th objection. We aren't going to let this election be stolen by Joe Biden and the Democrats. President Trump won by a landslide. Call your House reps, call your senators from your states. We've got to make sure they're on board. We already have a lot of people engaged. Okay, stay tuned.
You see that? So that's Lieutenant Marjorie Trader Green, who we all know, or we at least suspect may have been responsible for planning some nasty things around the Capitol that day, right? So they're marching to the Capitol, and at one point they were threatening to unalive the Vice President of the United States of America, Mike Pence. You hear them? They're shouting to string up the Vice President Mike Pence that day. These folks, ladies and gentlemen, are enraged. They are ready to throw their life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness, their freedom, all away for Donald Trump because he's hijacked their minds. So there's a scene that takes place, ladies and gentlemen, and I'll never ever let MAGA forget this, where they ran into one of their own, His name was Ray Epps. They got to Ray Epps, and he was instructing them to continue to break the law. And they said, "Oh, Ray Epps, I don't know about you. You look like you could be affiliated with law enforcement." And so they started chanting, "Feds, feds, feds." This is what they were saying to their own kind, Ray Epps. So this is when I say to MAGA, so if you really believe that the FBI was there that day, why did you break the law? Why, MAGA? If you really in your heart of hearts believe that Ray Epps was the feds, that's equivalent to you trying to rob a bank, and you go out there and you see the police cars out there and the officers, and you say, this is actually the best time to rob the bank. It doesn't make any sense, MAGA, and you know it. I got the answer. The reason you decided to continue to break the law is because you weren't physically present. Donald Trump had hijacked your mind, and you were under the delusion, the strong control of a MAGA demon, all right? And so, ladies and gentlemen, now that we are at the crime scene of January 6th, all right, let's hear about what happened with one of those criminals, those seditionists, treasonous traitors, who found themselves being controlled by Donald Trump that day. All right. We have another update. A MAGA demon has been once again captured. All right. A Katy man accused of assaulting a federal law enforcement officer during the January 6th attack on the United States Capitol was sentenced on March 21st for his role in the insurrection. 43-year-old Adam Leahy Jackson was ordered to spend 52 consecutive weekends in jail during a 36-month probation in his home. Should be a lot worse. According to the U.S. Department of Justice, a United States district judge ordered Jackson to also pay $2,000 in restitution and more than $4,000 in fine. Joseph McBride, a New York-based attorney who defended him, said the judge saw 60 letters of support and an hour-long video from family and friends on Jackson's behalf. All right? Jackson and his brother Brian Jackson traveled from Texas to Washington, D.C. on January 5th, 2021, before attending the Stop the Steal rally at the United States Capitol the next day. More than 2,000 people gathered on the Capitol grounds to protest the Electoral College's certification of the 2020 presidential election. McBride said that Adam Leahy Jackson's son, Adam Jackson Jr., relinquished a college football scholarship and moved home to keep his family's business financially afloat while Jackson was in the midst of these legal battles. He stepped up and did the right thing, McBride said. We are doing everything we can to get him back in position. All right. Adam Leahy Jackson last year pled guilty to assaulting federal law enforcement officer and confessed that he threw a large orange cone at officers and charged at them with a stolen police riot shield during the rally. Wow. You know what, ladies and gentlemen? This is some nasty stuff. Once again, these Trump supporters are showing their you know what. Just how terrible they are, right? Ladies and gentlemen, join me in giving nasty seditionist Jackson what he deserves. Another round of booze and shame. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. Sick.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
And since he's been sentenced and convicted, let's send him off the old-fashioned way.
I'd like to begin by addressing the heinous attack on the United States Capitol. Like all Americans, I am outraged by the violence, lawlessness, and mayhem. I immediately deployed the National Guard, and federal law enforcement to secure the building and expel the intruders. America is and must always be a nation of law and order. The demonstrators who infiltrated the Capitol have defiled the seat of American democracy. To those who engaged in the acts of violence and destruction, you do not represent our country. And to those who broke the law, you will pay.
You hear that, MAGA? You do not represent our country, and you will pay. When are you all going to wake up and realize that Donald Trump is playing you like a fiddle? All of you are sitting in prison right now, or have been to, all right? Some have actually made the right choice and decided to get out of the cult, but a lot of you still want to worship this guy. When are you going to realize he doesn't care about you? How much money does he need from you in order for him to do whatever he said he was going to do? Huh? Every time you see this guy on the internet, he's begging for money at this point. And yet you think this is the person that's going to run this country and help us get through a lot of challenging times going forward? Absolutely not. You know what's even worse is this. You Trump supporters, you MAGA-possessed demons, you listen to a man that paints himself orange every day, puts a bird's nest on his head, puts on a diaper and soils it very nasty, right? Puts on that same crumpled blue suit with the red tie, gets onto his social media platform and lies to you every single day, and then tells you, pay up, pay me. I get it. I understand why you Trump supporters are always angry, because look at how Donald Trump is treating you. And then you get out here on the internet and you yell at us. Zeus hasn't done a single thing to you. See, the thing is, the stuff you say to me, the stuff you say to the Democrats, that's stuff you really want to say to Donald Trump. But you're too afraid, you're too chicken to say it. You're too chicken to say it because you know what'll happen the moment you open your mouth and say the truth to Donald Trump. You're going to be exposed for what you are, which is someone who fell for it, a fool, a MAGA demon, and that's scary. But like I said, if you think that's scary, wait until you see what Donald Trump has in store for you, which is the ultimate MAGA reward, right? And we all know what it is. Jail, if you don't get your soul right, hell, with a chapter 11 in between. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, join me in giving Donald Trump and his supporters what they deserve. Another round of boos and shame. You can't make this stuff up, all right? So, ladies and gentlemen, let's open up those boxes. Listen, that concludes my monologue. Let's open up the boxes and hear from those of you who are brave enough to get in the box and tell the truth. And what? Shame the devil, all right? And listen, if you don't, if there's something that I said that you believe I might have gotten wrong, you know what I say? Feel free to send Zeus a guest request and bring the evidence. You know, my good friend Ange, she likes to say, you got to come to class prepared. Yeah, don't just get in my box and just start ranting and raving. Please, MAGA, bring evidence for once in your life to support whatever it is that you're spouting off. And I don't want to hear any of your conspiracy theories, all right? Seriously, this is the morning show. Save that stuff for when I do the Closet of Truth, all right? All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's open up these boxes. All right, who do we got, ladies and gentlemen? Oh, my goodness. Good morning, Attacking. How are you doing, my friend?
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Again, another day of truth, honesty, facts, and information.
Talk about it.
So, Zeus, I was sent some video and audio of yesterday, you being in a broadcast. With the Russian bears.
Oh.
I made videos.
Good.
I put them on my page.
I think I've seen one of them. Did you do another one? Because the way that they were.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Well, see, good. Because see, the way that these ladies were out here trying to say bad things about women who may decide that, you know what, getting that medical procedure is the right choice. The way they were talking about women, it was disgusting, wasn't it?
Well, that, and the thing is this. One of them, there was a conversation, they played video about Donald Trump saying to an 8-year-old going up an escalator that he would be dating her in 10 years.
Remember that. Yes, yes.
And the two Russian bears, the irritating one who doesn't investigate or do research, says that it was an AI. And then the other Russian bear says that she puts away P3DOs. If you remember correctly.
Yep, I remember this disgusting exchange.
Yeah, so and then she giggled, and then she also said something about that guys would say things like that to her when she was little too.
Wow.
So the thing is this. I know that if I'm supporting somebody and there was proof and information out that they did something in a very horrible manner towards women or children, I wouldn't support them.
Right.
And the thing is, they support somebody like that while lying about somebody else. Joe Biden.
Right.
They say that he sniffs children in front of the family, as a matter of fact, in front of the mom and dad, but yet there's no filing of court charges or anything like that, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so the thing is, how can somebody say that she puts P3DOs in jail, or whatever she said, but yet supports somebody who has been held accountable, liable for SAing a woman, who has made comments about his daughter, who's walked into the dressing rooms of naked underage children, and yet she says that she's put away P3DOs. So she's selective on who she decides to support in a perverted manner.
Yep.
Joe Biden, she lies about, but Donald Trump, she ignores.
Wow.
I find that disgusting for 1, a woman, 2, a parent, 3, somebody who has the ability to put perverts away.
Yep.
So all those 3 right there
Yep.
seem rather disgusting to me.
It is.
If she has those abilities to put people away who is a pervert towards children and women.
Amen. No lies detected.
I know that you and I know that if there was proof of Joe Biden doing something, we would not support him.
Bingo.
We would say throw him in jail, prosecute him, do whatever. Same thing as with Donald Trump.
Yep.
There's information. He's held accountable. He did it. You don't support somebody who's a pervert. And basically the thing is this. Just like with all the documents and the phone call to Georgia, Donald Trump says everything that he does out loud.
Yep.
He says what he does. He says that he has walked in the dressing rooms of naked children. He said that he is a sex account with his daughter. He said that he would date her if she wasn't his kid. He has said these things.
Yep.
Joe Biden says all women need to be heard. No, Tara Reid doesn't have any proof or evidence, but respect her. She needs to be heard, even though what she's saying is a lie and it's false. Donald Trump says, with E. Jean Carroll, have you seen her? She would not be my first choice.
Right.
That means Donald Trump would assess a woman on whether or not he would assault a person.
Bingo.
He's looking at them as targets.
Wow.
So, yes, I made videos. I put them on my page. Again, I say what I say. Nobody else has to back me in what I say.
Yeah.
I find you to be a fake, horrible mother of a child. You're a disgusting human being. Bottom line.
Wow.
Bottom line.
Thank you, Attacking. I really do.
Everybody be good and everybody be safe and do the right thing. Just because Trump's blowing smoke up your ass, Janai, doesn't mean he's a good person.
I agree. I agree. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up to brother attacking. No lies detected. Good morning, Jessica. Thank you so much for the gifts. All right, listen, my comment section has disappeared. Hold on one. Stephanie, good morning. Are you there, Stephanie?
Biden is planning to make and force taxation on you over the bridge. Yeah, no, don't interrupt me because I'm going to talk to you. Listen, you know for a fact that Joe Biden said on TV that he is going to make the federal government
Jesus Christ, I have to mute him, sir. Listen, can we at least get to know each other a little bit? Jesus Christ.
How do you justify that? Nah, don't.
Listen, sir, I get it. You're very angry. You're very passionate. Can we slow down for a second?
Go for it. What you got to say? What do you got to say?
What exactly is your issue, MAGA demon?
My issue is your president, Joe Biden, was on TV. He said, we plan to have the federal government move as quickly as possible on this situation.
What situation?
I plan to make the federal government pay for every dime to replace this bridge. That is you and me, the taxpayer. Not the insurance company.
So why are you angry about us getting the bridge repaired as fast as possible?
I'm not getting angry about the bridge getting replaced. I'm angry about the taxes that's going to be forced on you and me. Do you not understand that?
How did he launch any new tax because of this, or is this
no? It's coming though. You know it's coming. He'll give illegal immigrants your tax dollars and tax the shit out of you. And our food is high as shit. And you know damn well.
Jesus Christ, ladies and gentlemen. Jason, I'm gonna call you Jason. Jason, can you control the MAGA demon, please? This is sad, Jason.
MAGA demon.
Yes.
At least I am not backing up a president that is.
Jason. You know what, ladies and gentlemen, Jason is having a hard time.
To immigrants or $10,000 to cross our borders.
So you want to keep
and
talking,
you sit here and try to make gifts from your supporters.
Here he goes. Go, Jason. Go say it. Say it, Jason.
Yeah, that's your theme song because you support the cabal, don't you? You're all with that Palestine shit, ain't you? Yeah.
I can't hear you.
See?
Wait, Jason. Cut
Hey,
it down,
can I ask you a question? So I looked at your profile. You don't have anything that supports Joe Biden on your profile. How do you support Joe Biden?
Jason, hold on. Jason, this is my favorite part. Go ahead. Jason, I get it. Biden he's winning.
Making money off the Biden brand, getting paid gifts. You're fake. Every fake liberal on here is fake.
Right.
That's what I'm talking about. You interrupt people. You don't let nobody talk about real fucking situations. All you do is fucking play dumbass music because you're stupid. Why don't you tell me what Joe Biden voted for on his
Get it
fucking
out, Jason.
voting
You only
record?
got a little more time left, Jason. All right, I get it. It's so sad,
You're a
right?
fucking joke. You're a fucking piece of shit and a joke. You're a piece of shit and a joke.
Oh,
you're a joke.
Right,
You're
Jason.
a joke.
Hold on, Jason.
Joe
This
Biden
is my
plans
favorite
to
part.
tax
This
you.
is my favorite part, Jason.
Allowed terrorists to attack Americans. Lincoln
Okay, Jason,
Riley
I get it. Okay, guess what, Jason?
Hamas.
Rise up, Jason! Rise up, Jason! Oh my God! Ladies and gentlemen, we have a MAGA demon out there. His name is Jason, and you know, he has the same problem my good friend Struggles has, right?
Struggle bubbles.
Jason.
Struggle pancakes. Struggle honey buns. Struggle in the weight. Yeah.
He's a struggler, Jason. Jason, you failed already. I'm gonna be honest with you. When you got in the box, it was pretty much downhill for you, champ, because I knew you couldn't control the MAGA demon when I saw you in my comment section losing it, bro. Come close to me, Jason. I got something to tell you. I'm gonna tell you the same thing I tell your leader, Snuggles. You're not winning, bro. You're losing. All right, and get this, Jason. You remember what happened in 2020? when you woke up and the poll number showed that Biden was the president? Same thing's gonna happen for you, deranged Jason. There was never a red wave, and Donald Trump will never ever be president again, Jason. On top of that, I got some more bad news for you, Jason. Donald Trump's going to prison. So you keep sending Donald Trump your money, Jason. All right, and I'm going to use that clip, Jason. All right, so stay tuned. Keep watching my please keep watching my my TikTok page and watch the videos I post. All right, Jason. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in giving Jason what he deserves. All right, because he believes President Biden is going to impose new taxes on him to replace the bridge, this terrible accident that happened in Maryland. He believes President Biden is going to tax him like he's never been taxed anymore. Well, at the same time, Jason is sending Donald Trump thousands and thousands of dollars every day. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in giving deranged Jason what he deserves. A round of boos and shame. Jason, you're losing it, bro.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
Don't block Jason. Just keep him right here in the audience. I want to continue to minister to that demon that's possessed him. Jason, I hope I've ruined your morning, champ. I hope. I hope if you were hungry, you ain't so hungry right now, bro. I hope that's what it is. All right, let's move it along. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, you know who we're going to do. We're going to bring in, one of the bad boys. Good morning, brother. Brother Swerve. And how you doing?
Hey, good morning, Zeus. I'm hanging in there, brother.
You doing all right?
Yeah. I'm hanging, man. I'm hanging.
Okay. All right. Well, what brings you this morning to the kingdom? I haven't heard from you in a while.
Well, I was sitting there listening to that last MAGA demon that you had on, and it just amazes me how they complained that Joe Biden didn't give enough money in Lahaina. They complained that he didn't give enough money for some of these hurricanes, but now that he's given everything we got to get this bridge open, this major port, import and export station open,
right?
Get it back to working again, as well as getting those people back to work and their jobs and things of that nature.
Right.
Now all of a sudden he's got to complain with that, and thinking that somehow Joe Biden is going to raise his tax dollars to specifically. That's just the most asinine thing I've ever heard in my life.
He thinks that, Swerve. He really thinks Biden. I said, do you got any proof? Come on, Zeus.
Yeah, come on, man. Look around you. Well, I am looking around me. I don't see this proof that you speak of. And the proof that you speak of, it's never to be found. We were in Angie's live a couple days ago with some guy named Maverick, who was nothing but a MAGA demon.
Wow.
And he claimed to have better evidence than any of us. And when we asked, well, where can we find it? Well, don't worry about it. I got much better sources than y'all. Like, why can't you just tell us where you find this stuff? And then we can go and look and maybe even corroborate what you're saying and get on your side.
Yeah.
But no, they don't want to do that. But
no, because they don't want to accept the truth. They would rather allow Donald Trump to hijack their minds and to be out here suffering. They love it.
Yeah. And speaking of old T-Rump, so I've been sitting here watching this hearing where his lawyers are in Fulton County right now trying to get the case dismissed on the grounds of free speech. I have never heard something so asinine in all my life, and I'm not even a lawyer.
Right.
But it doesn't take a lawyer to sit there and listen to what this man is saying. Yes, even Donald Trump told lies, even though Donald Trump said things that were definitely not true.
Right.
That is all protected under freedom of speech, under the First Amendment Act. And I'm like, how? Like, right? You're sitting here making the argument that it's okay the Constitution actually gives him the right to spread false and misleading information.
Right.
You're saying the Constitution gives him the right to do that.
Do you believe, Swerving, that the Constitution gave Donald Trump the right to do what he
Hell
did?
no. Hell no. It's like that old adage, you can't, if you gonna yell fire in a crowded movie theater, you better be ready for the consequences. Because you probably going in jail for inciting a panic or inciting a riot.
Bingo.
And this is what he's done. He's incited panic. He's incited riot. Look at all those people down there on January 6th talking about Joe Biden's taking our freedoms away. He's taking away my rights. Well, he ain't even been inaugurated yet, and you can't name one single right that you've lost.
You hear that, Jason?
They would name a right that they've lost.
Tell them,
and they'll sit there. Some lady said to us the other day, I lost the right to a free and fair election. No, you didn't, because we just had one, and your boy lost.
Bingo. You hear this, Jason?
That's why it was free and fair.
Tell them,
and they just killed me with this crap, man. And listening to this hearing, when the Fulton County assistant DA got his chance to rebut,
right?
He was just like, Your Honor, I'm a little confused here on why it's okay to pass off false information as a First Amendment right.
Right.
When it wasn't okay, for allegedly Barack Obama saying this, and these are things that their client has said.
Right.
Basically, is that just false information? Yeah. Is it his First Amendment right to come up there and accuse people without having any basis? At least we have a docket number.
Tell them.
And I was just like, yeah, you got a docket number. You do. You got several docket numbers. And they just, I don't know when they're going to get themselves out of this MAGA demonist cult, but I can't wait for Donald Trump to lose again.
And go to prison.
When he does lose, he can delay these trials all he wants to. It ain't going to matter at that point because they're still rolling down the track. Just like Fonnie Willis said, this train is still coming.
Bingo.
That train is still coming. So he can't stop it. She's trying to move forward with it and get it over with. And you can see now they're at a point where they're throwing everything at the book. Now they're probably going to ask the Supreme Court to take a look at it and see if he was protected under the First Amendment Act of the Constitution. Good luck. The Constitution that he said he wasn't sworn to defend.
Correct.
That same Constitution, now he's trying to hide behind it. You talk about a hypocrite, man. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable.
I agree. So, but listen, brother, thank you so much. All right.
Yeah, let me go ahead and drop out, man. Get myself down.
All right, and I'm glad that you came up.
Appointment coming up. So.
All right. Well, listen, it's a pleasure to hear from you. All right. I was a little worried, but I know you're always here, brother. And thank you so much for having the courage and conviction to be able to get in the box and tell the truth. All right.
I'm always in the comments, even if I don't get in the box.
All right. All right.
Zeus, I've been trying to give you that opportunity to bring in some fresh blood. So,
I see it. I appreciate it. All right. And thank you.
Zeus, you get back to the affairs of the kingdom. Y'all be good. Y'all be safe, and doggone it, have fun while you're doing it.
Amen.
And I'll see y'all again very soon.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give it up to Brother Swerving. No lies detected. All right, Jason, I hope you're sitting your special behind down and listening to this special broadcast, Jason. Like I said, you really should be paying Zeus, Jason, because this education and information we're giving you, there's a lot of places that wouldn't give it to you the way we're giving it to you. But you ought to be ashamed that you got up in here and showed your you-know-what like that, all right, in front of your family and in front of your friends. You really ought to be ashamed of yourself, Jason. All right, let's move it along, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, Ange.
Oh, good morning. How are you?
I am all right. Just another day in the kingdom, tending to the affairs.
I got to do something real quick. Bear with me.
Okay, talk to us.
Okay, here we go. So anyway, some MAGA demons are out there. As you know, we've got one. I had one crying. He doesn't want to vote Democratic because we are trying to ban menthol cigarettes.
What?
And yep, menthol cigarettes. And he compared that to My Body, My Choice.
Wow.
Yep. I said, wow. I just don't understand how that's a comparison because when you smoke cigarettes, and I'm not dogging on people that do, I wish you luck when you try to quit. I know it's probably the most addictive substance out there. I watched my dad smoke his whole life and then quit. So I'm not dogging on you, but I just cannot believe that this person compared menthol cigarettes to my body, my choice. Okay.
Wow.
This is what we're dealing with these conservative men. They're running rampant out there. Is Jason still here?
Jason is still here. He's still here.
All right. Jason, here's the thing. I noticed your name was Stephanie and Jason. I got a question.
Okay. Let's get it to him.
Jason, who cheated? Who cheated?
Oh.
Got a little... I need to know. You got your combined account. You're controlling.
Oh.
Conservative men. Y'all controlling. I don't give two I don't care. Yeah, I didn't do it.
You didn't do it. I was about to.
I didn't
Go ahead
do
and
it.
expose them, man.
Okay. But you are. I know you are. And this is my mission: is to make sure, ladies, listen to me. Women of married to conservative men, you can get out. You can do it. There are resources. I'm dead serious about this. I am. I had to leave that, and I do. I truly feel bad for you. They have you thinking the way they think. Okay,
I'm not laughing at you. Somebody said they were with Jason's wife. I thought that was funny. Sorry, Ange.
No, that actually is funny. I hope they are, and I hope you're a quote unquote beta male, and that you win her over. And you know what? I love my beta males because you know what? You stand shoulder to shoulder with us.
There you go.
Our beta males are right there fighting for our rights with us, for our bodily autonomy. They care about that. They don't want to control our bodies like these conservative men. I will come up here every day. This is my new mission. I'm going to crush you conservative men. I know what you are. I know you have blueberries, trash bait. I don't know where the hell you've been. I'm kind of glad, actually, to not have to see you.
Mm-hmm.
But this is my mission in life right now.
Thank you.
I am serious.
Crush them.
Thank you, beta males. They can call you that like it's an insult.
Right.
You guys, what do we say? Wear it like a badge of what?
Oh, badge of courage. Exactly.
That's what it is. I had more, but I heard my bell. And ladies, stay strong, and let's stick with our beta males.
Yes.
That's a compliment to you, Zeus, and all my other beta male friends.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Wow.
Shall
Thank
see
you.
all later.
And, oh, thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give it up to the beautiful and no lies detected, Jason. I hope you're paying attention. You've been exposed, champ. Probably the best day of your life is to have that MAGA demon highlighted the way it's being highlighted. All right. All right, let's go, Shay. Go, Shay. Good morning, Shay. How are you doing?
Hey, good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing?
All right. We're doing good. And how are you?
I'm doing all right.
Oh, nice. Oh, look, Amber is
What's up, everybody? Wearing my Michelle Obama shirt. And,
that's right.
Because Obamas are out there killing it on the campaign trail. I hear that they raised $25 million yesterday.
Yes.
Go Clinton and Obama and Biden. Yes.
Amen.
So
let's go.
They're fighting for our rights, which I love. Yeah, that Jason.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
You got any advice for him or anything like that?
He needs to take a chill pill. He needs some anxiety meds. He needs some. Like, he is believing in all the lies. It's hysterical to me that he literally thinks that's how our tax systems work. I mean, do you live in Baltimore, Jason? Because if you live in Baltimore, maybe you'd see something going on at some point. But if you really think that the federal government raises our taxes immediately like that, means you don't understand how the system works. That's why you're easily fooled by information that you're handed, that you see, that you listen to, because you don't understand how it works. We're currently under the tax plan by Donald J. Trump, and it can't be changed till 2025. See, this is what happens.
Snowfox in the comments, Shay, said, you're wrong. That's exactly how it works. She says the taxes are going up. What do you want to say to Snowfox out there who's under the delusion?
Snowfox, you're another one that doesn't understand how our taxes work. If you live in Baltimore, that is a possibility that the state of Maryland, at some point, whenever they have to change their fiscal year, will add on to a state tax or increase something in that way to help pay off the bridge.
Yeah.
But in the end of the day, Joe Biden understands how important Baltimore is to our economy. It's one of the largest ports. Okay?
Yeah.
That's why that ship was going back to Singapore. It is an international port that we rely on for our economy. So he's going to cut through the tape and get it built as fast as possible, deal with the amount of money later. Thank you, Joe Biden, for being an executive and taking action quickly.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's how that works. And so the fact that he's so angry, and then did you notice he said the word cabal?
Yes.
I mean, this is what's going on with these people. They literally have been tricked into unthinking that the Democrats
he's
yeah. Oh, what happened? Did you?
Oh, are you there? Sorry, I just had a call. Call came in. Hold on.
Call came in. But that's what's so.
I think I'm good now.
I missed my call for the cabal. Did you get your meeting notes? Did you get like an cabal meetings?
Oh no, I didn't get mine either, Shay. I didn't get mine.
Our wonderful people on the left. Anybody get an invite to this cabal meeting? Anybody show?
Yeah, I missed it too.
Anybody? Did you miss it? I missed it too.
I don't know how they always end up getting the invites and we don't, Shay. I really don't.
Yeah, I never got these invites, but yet somehow I'm involved in this, like because I vote on the left. Like it's like really strange, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, I hadn't quite figured that out. What about you, RC? Anything? Okay, 'Cause RC is a big creator on here. I'm curious if you got invited. Anybody? I don't see anybody. See, Jason? Yeah. It's crazy to me. And what I thought was really funny is he looked at your page and he's like, you don't even say you're a Democrat on your page.
Right. Well, keep looking. It's there somewhere, Jason.
There's somewhere.
It's there. Just go through all the videos. I know I've at least put 1 or 2 videos up. You just haven't gotten to it. So I don't think you really did all your research, Jason.
No, clearly not. It's pretty dang funny. So yeah, okay. Well, that was my bell. But did you see the Lev Parnas posted the actual phone call between Giuliani and Shokin?
Yep. So, I did. I put a video up about it too.
Very good.
Everything that they've been accusing President Biden of, it's all coming back as a lie, misinformation, and tied to Donald Trump and his inner circle, right?
Yeah, that whole thing where supposedly Biden was, wanted, Shokin fired and because he wasn't investigating Burisma or was investigating Burisma.
Yes.
All that's been kiboshed. I mean, Lev Parnas has said that's not true. There's Rudy Giuliani literally talking to Shokin, trying to get this amount of dirt, and Shokin said no, none of that happens. So it's very clear and what's going on. You guys have been fooled. And just another attorney of Donald J. Trump bit the dust. He's being disbarred. It's been recommended, but most likely will go through. And Mike Lindell, my gosh, poor guy.
What's happening with Mike?
His warehouse. He's been evicted from his warehouse for not paying bills. The My Pillow. Remember the My Pillow?
Yeah. Wow, good. He deserves it. It's part of the ultimate MAGA reward.
Yeah. Hi, Mike. They're all just like crashing.
Yeah.
So, anyway, I heard about it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Day in the kingdom.
All right, let's give it up to the beautiful Shay. No lies detected. All right, where did Snow Fox go? All right, Snow Fox, where did you go? I was hoping that you had some time this morning to share with us what exactly you subscribe to. All right, please send us a guest request, Snow Fox. Zeus would love to minister to you this morning like I did your friend Jason. Good morning, RC. How are you doing, my friend?
Good morning, my friend. How you doing?
I'm all right. Just another day in the kingdom.
Yeah, I'm enjoying the show as usual, and I just so many topics to cover. One of the things I heard earlier from somebody, if you're not making over $400,000 a year, you don't have to worry about Biden raising your taxes. Because he's only going to raise them on people making over $400,000, and it's only going to add a percentage above that amount. So, Yeah, sorry, buddy. My dog.
No, that's fine. Listen, conservative Democrat, it's not BS. You should listen for once in your life. Please tell them, RC.
So I'm curious, these people that are so worried about, the taxes, our taxes pay for everything, ultimately, federal, state, whatever. And when Trump cut corporate taxes and cut taxes on the wealthy like himself, did we get anything out of that?
No.
Did they give us a break during all of this COVID inflation?
Nope.
They've actually been price gouging us, even though they got a tax cut. The corporations got a giant unnecessary tax cut when Trump was president. It didn't boost the economy. It didn't trickle down. It didn't create more jobs. It didn't do anything Trump promised. It didn't hit 4% GDP. It didn't do anything he promised for anybody except himself, because he personally got to pocket $11 million in 2018 from that tax cut alone.
Wow.
And that's just what we know about. And I paid more in taxes in 2017 in like 2 months than he did in the whole year, according to a report that showed he only paid $750.
Wow.
So on that note, let's talk about Biden building back better like he promised. So you're going to tell me you're going to complain that he's going to get this port back in shape and this bridge built faster.
Yeah.
And that it's still using American taxpayer money. Sure, that's a good utilization of that money.
Yeah.
And if you're going to complain about immigrants will boost the economy by $7 trillion. Over the next 10 years.
You hear this, Jason?
So that's a good thing. Promising to round them up will damage the economy. It's not going to help. So even if you don't have any humanity, which they often sound like they don't, when I give them the numbers that show that they are wrong about the thing they claim to care about, they still don't care.
They don't.
Don't come at me and say, well, Trump had the lowest unemployment for Black Americans, ignoring that Biden broke that record. Don't come at me. Trump was energy independent, ignoring that Biden broke that record. Don't come at me saying, well, Trump was great for the economy, when he's a failed bankrupt businessman who can't run a casino or a business in New York now. And you're telling me that the guy who couldn't control his mouth long enough to save himself $83 million, who is now violating a gag order against another case in the New York case, he can't shut up. He's a man with no impulse control. He has no intention of helping anybody but himself, because that's all he's ever cared about. And yet here we are with all these people still devoted to him as if he...
Tell him, RC. Tell him, RC.
And let me just close with this and I'll drop out. As far as alpha males go, alpha males don't want to bend the knee to a grifter who lies to them. They have more self-respect. Alpha males don't need the state government to force somebody to have their child for them. Alpha males certainly don't ever want to try to control women, because we don't have to.
We don't.
Alpha males don't sit there and pretend that somebody like Trump is an alpha male. Okay? I don't even like using that term because it's just dumb to begin with.
Yeah.
If somebody comes at you and goes, they're an alpha male, you know immediately they're an insecure little baby boy inside. And that's why they fell for Daddy Trump. And he's a deadbeat father. But anyway, you have a good day. I appreciate it, everybody. Enjoy the afternoon. I'll see you later.
Ooh, thank you, RC. I appreciate that. Ladies and gentlemen, that's what we call a fatality. Fatality. Right, Ange? Ladies and gentlemen, let's give RC a round of applause. Let that serve as an example to every single one of you MAGA-possessed demons out here. If you get in this box and you decide to pop off like Jason did, you really are going to regret it, all right? Listen, please just try to be honest for once in your life, ladies and gentlemen, all right? Good morning, Jess. How are you doing? All right. Hey.
Thank you for having me up.
You're absolutely welcome.
I just wanted to get up here and talk about how abusive MAGA is.
Oh.
It's just the MAGA or not game that we play, and hearing all these stories here recently. You remember the one I brought up not too long ago about the man with the huge Trump flag and Confederate flag, and the ad in the newspaper. And, I was looking at something,
Talk to him.
and I thought it was really interesting. In both red areas and blue areas, DV is pretty universal, right? I'm
Right.
not saying that one is worse than the other, but you know what is?
What's that?
People in the cities get out more.
Oh.
We have resources. People in those red areas, they don't care.
Yeah.
All those resources is socialism and communism. We don't want that out here. We don't want none of that.
Self-inflicted, right? They're damaging their own selves with this stuff.
Yep. And I saw something about some of the women. There's a lot of internalized misogyny, a lot of victim blaming, and a lot of just vitriol.
You mean like what they say to E. Jean Carroll, stuff like that? You know what the...
Yeah. It's so funny to me because, like, these women and even these men will get up here and they'll say E. Jean Carroll is so crazy and take that one clip out of context, right?
Wow, yeah.
And ignore that Donald Trump went on a tirade for weeks and all day, every day, just talking crap about this woman.
Wow.
And Biden, what did he say? He said, treat her with dignity and respect, hear all women out. And he didn't go on a tirade. He didn't keep talking about it. He didn't keep her name in his mouth.
Tell him, Jess.
Moved forward with his life and shut up. And look at you, Dynamite. Look at you. Trump gets a pass. We know it. You're all human beings.
Wow.
Be ashamed.
Be ashamed. These are some sick people out there, ladies and gentlemen. You're right, Jess.
Y'all don't care about the American people because when people like RC Dubs or Attacking bring facts about the economy, y'all ignore it. You can have videos played to your face of this man.
Yeah.
And y'all are, that's not real. Y'all are disgusting.
Tell them, Jess.
Disgusting, and it's so foul. And Z-Pack, we're so proud of you. You're doing so strongly. I saw your video with Michael Cohen, the traitor. But you're doing so strongly.
Wow. Good job, Z-Pack. I need to see it.
And they're so lactose intolerant. Hold on. I heard my bell. I got one last thing. Janae, debate me. Debate me, you trash human. Debate me today. I will start my live after Zeus. Someone sent this to her. I'm calling her out. Come on. Come for me, Boo Biscuit. I got your fucking number. I got your fucking card. And I'm fucking pulling it today. I cussed. I'm sorry. I'm dropping down.
Okay. Oh, wow, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. Thank you, Jessica. Well, Janae, you see what you've done? You started something and now you better show up. I look forward to seeing you there because, listen, you know, you and I, there'll never be anything between us. And any attempt you try, it's not going to work. But I believe you and Jessica definitely need to have those tough conversations and to resolve whatever those issues are. I'm serious about that, all right? Let's move it along, ladies and gentlemen. Guess who we got? My partner in crime, the beautiful Miss Austin. How you doing?
Hey, Zeus. I see you doing your Lord's work this morning, putting it in like usual. And, you know, we always love you for it.
All right, love you
every
as
time
well.
you show up, because, you know,
yeah,
you don't have to. This is not something that you are required to do, you know, like we're demanding that you do, but it's something that you're passionate about. And I just wanted to let you know I appreciate what you do every single day. That's why I'm here with you every single day as well.
All right. I appreciate you as well. I mean, yes, it's something I believe we're all passionate about. So thank you as well.
Absolutely. We are passionate about making sure that, you know, our rights don't get, you know, adjudicated like it has been. And we're going to try to reverse some things that need to be reversed. Well, we had an interesting conversation with a young lady this morning on panel.
Yeah.
She, you know, really had asked a genuine question. You know, she's a young voter. And, you know, she was asking, well, I know I should vote for Joe Biden, and I know I should not vote for Trump. But what my passion is an independent selection, and she was, pretty sad about the fact she didn't have really any leg to stand on with that. I think it was forgot the young lady's name that she mentioned she would vote for as an independent. But at any rate, thank you, Bestie. I love you.
Always a pleasure.
But I love the way that Itchy responded to her concern. And he let her know that, we as Gen X's, we still have unfinished business that we must attend to. Like he said, we are on the tail end of our parents' political, I guess time and space, right? And now we in ours. And we've seen some things happen and what have you. And now we need to make some adjustments, some pivots, some moves. We still have business in our own generation. And we're trying to set it up for their generation to be able to have that independent vote. Because right now, there would be no support for that, right? It's just Democratic, Republican, and that's it.
Right.
But, at the end of the day, it really made me see that there are some young voters out there who are really serious about their future, and they really want to know the straight facts. They want the answers to be able to make that, conscious decision, or and feel good about that, and know where they're going in their political understanding is going to steer the country, as she put it, in the right direction.
Well, good. A lot of people should have that. It took, you don't, to me, I didn't realize how necessary it was to kind of pick up the pieces in where I'm at until, we encountered this Trump presidency. And at that moment, you're like, okay, whatever we have going on, that's going to still continue, but we got to make sure we stay the course in terms of making progress as a country. And that's why I do what I do.
Yeah, and so I explained to her, right now, democracy is on the line, and we really don't have time to decipher an independency choice right now, because we're putting the cart before the horse if we do that, What we really need to do before we get anything else is solidify the foundation of our democracy. Once we get that, then we can talk about, removing these old white men from being president, first and foremost, right? Who wants to, continue on that path knowing that that's antiquated?
Yeah.
Right? We're not living in the times of the 60s or the 50s, and we don't want to go back. Right? No one wants to go back.
Ain't nobody going back.
Right,
Sorry.
exactly. I mean, even some of these, MAGA supporters got a little bit of sense to know that you don't want to go back too far in time.
Yeah.
Right? Because either it'll unearth some things that you don't, want to revisit, and have to deal with in your presence, in your future, or it'll just cause some problems that, that is unnecessary. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So at any rate, I just wanted to highlight that young lady because it really made me see, we are penetrating the young voter mind, and it is very important. Most of them are independent because they don't know which way to go.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So we need to make sure that we don't fall asleep on them and, kind of give them that example or blueprint.
Bingo.
What they should do a decade from now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. Well, listen, Miss Boss Diva,
thank you so
I
much,
appreciate you as
I
always.
appreciate you
Always
having me up when I request. I appreciate it. And thank you everybody for the gifts and
your
my
love.
I love you so much. Take care, y'all. Y'all have a wonderful day and have stay safe on these TikTok streets.
Exactly. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up to the beautiful Miss Boss Diva. The show of force this morning. Yeah, listen, MAGA, I see that there's a lot of folks out there who, there's some dissension in my comment section. These Trump supporters, they're triggered this morning. Just a friendly reminder.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, If you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave.
Good morning, Z-Pac. How are you doing?
Good morning, Zeus. How are we today?
I
was in that live. I was in that live last night with you and Stacy Bear and Janae Bear, and they were essentially trying to justify that was a deep fake video of Donald Trump going up the escalator, talking to that small child, saying, "I'll be dating her in 10 years." Wow. So you can clearly hear the child say "ooh" after he says that.
Wow.
They both go "ooh," right?
Yeah.
And then you can also clearly hear them before he says that.
Yeah.
So they were trying to say that somehow it was a hot mic, and that there was no. It's just unbelievable.
They were trying to excuse Donald Trump, saying that he would date this child 10 years in the future. Donald Trump said that about a child, and they were excusing it, saying it was from ET, it was a doctored website, it was hot mic, it could have been AI. But then under the same breath, they were trying to say that President Biden is somehow a P3DO.
Right, and none of his stuff is ever doctored, because God forbid everything's correct with what they hear.
Yeah.
And so
just sick.
Essentially, yeah, it was definitely, for those of you who didn't see it, it was a very disgusting display, and it proved furthermore that Janae will never, ever, ever, ever call out her daddy, right? Because daddy says what daddy does, and that's just how it works, unfortunately. And so that was one of the things that I wanted to talk about. The other thing that I wanted to talk about that was pretty neat was Miss Boss Diva, or it wasn't Miss Boss Diva, it was Jessica mentioned that getting into Michael Cohen's live and being Donald Trump. I wanted to personally thank you, though.
Really?
Because if it wasn't for you, Zeus,
Sharon, thank you.
I wouldn't be where I wouldn't have been given the opportunities that I have had.
Really? I don't know.
Your platform is the one that actually where I got my start at. So it is extremely humbling to know that it got to that point.
And it's gonna go further, bro. Keep going.
And
so you did the Trump thing on his platform. There's a video.
Yes, on my page. I reposted it, but Michael Cohen did post me being Donald Trump.
What was his reaction? What was his reaction? Tell us. I mean, I'm gonna go watch the video, but
he was he loved it. He said fantastic. Adam Parkmento was in there as well.
Wow.
Midas Touch had me on last night as well.
Good.
So I've been really making some good strides with this, and I can thank you and other large creators that have put me here.
Well, your gifts have put you there, Z-Pac. All of us are just doing what we've been blessed to do, and so thank you for actually sharing your talent with us. All right, that's pretty awesome, and I look forward to watching it.
Well, thank you, Zeus, and I plan to be. They say that I may even be a regular on there, which is like insane, like absolutely insane.
Hopefully we can get him to come onto the kingdom.
Yeah, I'll have to get Michael Cohen. Let's see what I can do here, Zeus. Let's see if we can get a little Michael Cohen in the Zeus live. I think that would be a pretty cool thing,
that definitely would definitely get the message further. All right, and thank you.
Yeah.
I do watch him sometimes. I love his rants. All right,
I'll send you the video, and I may even post it on my page, because I think maybe for the people that are friends with me, they didn't find it or whatever.
Okay.
But thank you, Zeus, for everything
you
that
said
you
the
do.
video is on your page, right?
No. It's on Michael Cohen's page.
Oh, okay.
So I would need to post it on my page in order to.
Yeah. Okay. Good. I'm glad you clarified that, because I was going to check your page, but I'm going.
Yeah. No. It's on Cohen's page, but I can do it.
Right.
I can post it.
Wow, ladies and gentlemen, look at that. We have a celebrity amongst us. Thank you so much. Will you give us anything from Trump before you leave, my good friend, please?
Well, we're doing so good, Zeus, and we've had a lot of people say that
We're going to be just fine. You saw I sold my Bible, and in the Bible it has a picture of Stormy Daniels to remind you that I did, in fact, have sexual relations with my pregnant wife. While my wife was pregnant, rather, with Stormy. And you know that's very Christian. That's a great thing to do. And I held the Bible, quite frankly, and it caught on fire. It was it blew up.
I saw it all over your face. That orange, that must have been from the the light of the fire.
It was like I almost fell off the cliff. Okay.
Okay, well, I do wish you good luck with your marriage, all right? Thank you, Donna. I'm a little concerned that Melania is not too happy about all of this, all right?
Melania, we haven't seen her in like 30 months. She's been missing, but that's okay. It's okay.
Oh, that's almost 3 years. Oh, my God.
It's okay. It's fine.
Okay, well, I appreciate
So well.
You. All right. Oh, my God. Listen. Z-Pac, ladies and gentlemen, let's give him a round of applause. Let's give him a round of applause. He deserves it, all right? He works very hard, too, all right? Let's give him a round of applause. Thank you, Z-Pac. All right, and we will be checking out the video and promoting it as much as we can. Oh, my God. Wait a second, all right? Attacking. You said you had something to say? You need 10 seconds. What do you got, brother?
I have something to say. For you
him.
people not to realize that the United States is going to pay for the bridge because that's the way it's structured. It's going to take a couple years through the legal system for this insurance company of this ship to pay up for the damages.
Got it.
They're not just going to write a check tomorrow for everything. It's going to go through litigations and so on and so forth. So yes, Joe Biden is doing the correct thing, of course, because that's America. And just like you guys bitched about Hawaii, he didn't give enough money.
Jesus.
Now you're complaining that he said he's going to take care of the situation in Baltimore. Get your hypocrisy in line. Because this is what a good president should do. And again,
Sharon,
through the litigation process, until it is over, that's when they're going to write a check for the damages and the deaths that they caused. That's all I had to say.
All right. Thank you, Attacking, for clearing that up. So, Jason, sounds like you need to take some courses in civics and perhaps maybe something to do with how the government is run, Jason, all right? Because clearly that Trump University education that you paid for, it isn't worth much, all right? And that's why you're running around on social media with a picture of you and your significant other, all right? Because you yourself know, Jason, that you were born a loser and you're going to die a loser. All right, let's bring up our next panelist. Who do we got? Oh, my gosh. Oh, who do we got? Good morning, Ray. How are you doing?
What's going on, Sood? Good morning, sir. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Not bad, sir. Hey, first of all, I want to thank you and congratulations on your show, sir. It's awesome. I watch it every morning, every day. You're doing a great job, and I appreciate everything you be doing.
Well, thank you for tuning in every morning, too. I know that's hard to do as well.
The only thing I wanted to say is that, do you saw that video with Marco Rubio speaking or talking all that shenanigan about presidential immunity and all that stuff?
No, what did he say? What did he say? Marco Rubio. This is supposed to be his vice president pick, right?
Yeah, he pretty much he was defending Trump and making all these excuses. He's like I don't know. It's crazy. I share a lot of videos with you. I send it to you. I don't know, but I'm gonna find it and I'm gonna share it to you again.
Okay.
I will send it to you. But I just want to come up right quick and say, I appreciate your work and everything you do is awesome, and keep doing that job, sir. It's awesome what you do.
All right. What part of the country are you calling from? If you don't mind.
No problem. I called you not too long ago because I used my other name, DJ, and I think you got me confused with somebody else. I said, let me change my name.
Oh.
But I'm out of Texas. I called you probably like a month ago, and I was going into the base. But I'm on the industry of delivering. I'm a truck driver, so I deliver all these all the underground pipe for all these construction sites.
Yeah.
And that's what I do. But I live in Texas, and I don't live close to the border. So I don't really see none of that, and I don't know. It's a whole mess. I think these people are making this. I don't know. I don't know.
You think they're
Go
just
ahead.
making it up? The border situation. They're making it sound like it's worse than it really is.
Exactly, and it's just like many people are saying, it is a political situation that they're never gonna fix. It's always gonna be there. It's never gonna get fixed.
Got it.
You know what I'm
Got
saying?
it. Yeah.
And some people need to understand they are the immigrants are so important in this country for everyone.
Yeah.
You know, like I go to all these job sites, and all you see is like Mexicans and people from Honduras. I don't see no with all the respect, I don't see no white folks over there on those dishes laying down pipe and none of that.
Why don't you think you don't see any white folks doing what you just said, laying pipes and stuff like that? What is going on? It's not like are they saying that those jobs aren't available for those people, or what's going on?
No, it's just because without I'm just gonna straight out. They're lazy.
Oh.
They don't want to work, and they don't want to work for $10-$12 an hour. These people want to get they want to get probably like $20 or $30 an hour, and they're still gonna complain about it.
Oh, so they can get a job there if they wanted to.
Exactly. Yes, nobody's taking nobody's job over here. Nobody's taking their job. This is a job that they didn't want to do. And nobody wants to do it. So now somebody has to do it. So I think they need to sit back and realize and see that who's really building American is all the immigrants that are coming here, because I don't see none of these folks that complain so much about it in the top of the roof, putting tiles, building a home. They're not doing all that. They forgot what DeSantis did, and they post all those videos, and all these white folks trying to go over there and build a wall, and the wall fell over because they don't know how to nail it down. You know what I'm saying? No.
Wow, Jason and Brad, do you hear this? Get off of your you-know-whats and actually do some real work for once in your lives. Shame on you.
Yeah, yes, sir. But I know I'm going to get a lot of hate. I see some of the people sometimes be coming.
Consider it a great badge of courage.
I'm not worried about it. Listen, I don't have no stickers on my vehicle of like a Trump or Biden and all that. Because I don't need to do that, because I'm not a fan. I educate myself, and I will vote for what makes sense. And I know for sure, voting for Trump, it's a big mistake. I don't know how these people sit here and overlook all these indictments and cases, and they're always trying to pivot. Well, Biden this or Biden's son. Biden's son is not running. It's Biden.
Thank you.
You see what I'm saying? And they have a problem with, they're so afraid that we have a black woman in there, and they don't want her to become a black woman in power. You see what I'm saying? They sit back. All they do is just overlook, and they know they have such a big ego. They don't want to admit that Biden is doing such a great job for this country.
Amen.
They will never do that, because they I don't know. I'm trying to watch my words, because I don't want to hear your lies coming after me.
No, you're fine. But listen, I got to move it on, all right, my brother?
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, Stu, for having me up here.
Great job, sir. You too, and thank you so much for tuning in every morning. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up to Brother Ray. No lies detected. So now the cat is out of the bag. Y'all could go get those jobs that Ray was just talking about. You could go get them, but there's some privilege going on where you think you're above the work that needs to be done. So you're sitting at home crying about President Biden when you could go get a job and work, and you don't find anything wrong with that position you found yourself in. No wonder you're suffering right now, because you're running from the reality that you're living in, and it's smacking you all in the face. Oh my goodness. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's see. Who do we got next? Good morning. Who do we have here? Martin?
Oh, hello.
Good morning. How are you doing, my friend?
Doing good.
All right. Well, what brings you here this bright and early? We're already friends, so I'm assuming we've spoken before, right?
Yeah, it's been a while, but yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, what do you got for us?
One thing I think it's interesting is that some of them, they will admit that he's, that's horrible person and all that. They'll admit to it. But then the thing that gets me, but yet he's a great president, huh?
Wow.
How do we have both?
Yeah. They'll say he's a terrible person but a good president. How do you marry the two? Wow.
Yep. And then
they must think we're fools.
Right. And then we got like, and then Trump can't, he can't take it. That's over, but like Biden, he'll like, okay, all the people, whoever doesn't like Biden for whatever reason,
right?
It's like, okay, you don't like me, fine.
Yeah. What is the main reason that you hear them complaining they don't like President Biden? What is the main reason you think that they say? Because I can't put a finger on it. They really don't have any proof, if you ask me. But what are you hearing from where you're at?
I don't know. I mean, I don't see any proof either. But I think that because we're complaining, they have to complain about something. Something happens, like for example, the gas prices.
Okay.
And the
right,
and all the stuff that all the high rises.
Right.
Okay. Now then okay. So Biden, is doing all this stuff. Okay. Now I'm not saying he's doing everything great for the economy.
Right.
But at the same time, it's like, they have to complain about something. They can't complain that he has enough that we're having too many taxes, or he's not doing.
Can I ask you a question, Martin? Have you ever heard a Trump supporter complain about anything Donald Trump has done, even while he was president? Have you ever heard them complain about anything?
No. Not that I know. I mean, I don't.
But they can spend all day on TikTok complaining about Biden, right?
Right.
Wow. This is the problem. They're too afraid to speak up.
Exactly.
They're too afraid to tell Donald Trump how terrible of a person he is. Wow.
And like the guy said earlier, we would be the first if she was on the other foot. Okay. And we would be the first. I would be like, okay, fine. Biden needs to be held accountable. He's done all this horrible stuff.
Yeah.
He needs to be in jail.
Yeah. I mean, there are people currently in the party that are being vocal about the things they don't like about President Biden. And I think that's totally fine. I honestly do. I mean, I hope they cut it out, though, because the election is on the line, right? But we welcome people to have different opinions about it. But you never hear a Trump supporter complain about how Donald Trump handled the pandemic.
Right.
Never.
It's the way they do it. It doesn't matter. I mean, they can complain, fine. I don't care. They can handle whatever, but it's the way they do it.
Yeah. Well, listen up, Martin. Thank you so much. I got to move it on. It's almost time for Zeus to get up out of here.
One last thing. You keep up the good work.
All right. Thank you. All right. I will. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up to Martin. Another round of applause. No lies detected. Yeah. So that's the thing. That's why I don't allow Trump supporters, ladies and gentlemen, to be victims around me. I take everything that they say lightly because I know it's stuff they wish that they could say to their cult leader, Donald Trump. Good morning, Takesha. How you doing? There you go. Hello. How are you doing?
Okay, how you doing?
I'm all right. Another day in the kingdom, tending to the affairs as usual.
I wanted to come in kind of late because first of all, I wanted to apologize for getting upset yesterday and bringing it to your platform. No,
that's all right.
No,
I get it.
No, I have to do what I was led to do. So let me finish. So I wanted to apologize for that. Number one. Number two, I did not publicly accept Tiff's apology, and I came back to do that as well.
Oh.
She apologized publicly, and I needed to accept it publicly. And I also wanted to give homage to one person that I've come in contact with, and that's April Nick. Because when I used to go on Miss April Live, and she she's an atheist, and when she found out I was a believer, she wouldn't let people say anything negative, and then I wouldn't let people say anything negative to her from the people that believe what I believe. So I wanted to come up and give homage to her. But I really wanted to apologize for getting upset and bringing it to your show, because that was not what it was about, and I wanted to publicly accept Tip's apology because she gave me one publicly.
Okay.
So that's what I wanted to come up and do.
All right. Well, thank you, Takesha. All right, I accept your apology, but I'm just gonna say it. I don't really. I think so. For you, to me, it's just part of kind of growing out here, and so thank you for just being your authentic self and showing the raw. All right, I think all of us learned something from it, and also thank you for being the bigger person in terms of showing me, what I need to learn how to do in terms of, when you're wrong, owning up to it, right? I know I brand myself as Triple H, and the middle H, right?
Humble. But
Amen.
that apology really wasn't about you. It was about me.
Okay, I get it.
I have to do right. I'm waiting on some stuff to come through, and when the Lord lead me to do stuff, I have to be obedient and do it.
Amen.
So that's all I wanted, sweetie.
Amen. All right. Outside of that, everything else okay?
Everything's fine. Everything's
okay. All right. You ain't got no political talk in you, or you done after this?
Donald Trump is still ugly.
I knew you had it in you. I knew you had it in you. Go ahead and give me something to work with.
Everybody that still supports him should be ashamed of themselves. The women that support him should be ashamed of themselves.
Amen.
But of course, they're not gonna stop supporting him until what he did to other women happens to them. And then at that time, they probably still not gonna stop supporting him, because in the back of their mind, he's the perfect man, and he's ugly. And I don't even see how they can look at him and have hearts in their eyes, because again, he's ugly.
Amen.
And these people are losing their jobs, their livelihoods. Their wife about to kick him out. Look at John E. His wife about to kick him out. So he don't even be able to buy a loaf of bread because he can't even practice anymore.
Amen.
They don't see that when you deal with him, there's nothing but destruction behind it.
No lie detected. Right.
John ain't gonna have no job. Trump gonna still be buying them toupees offline. And everything gonna be messed up. Please don't vote this man in. Enough is enough.
Ladies and gentlemen, you know it though. He out there being a disgrace.
He's a disgrace. He's a divider. He's the greatest divider we've ever had. When have you known families to break apart because of political parties?
Never.
This is antichrist behavior, and he gotta go.
He do. He got to. He got to tell him, Takesha. All
So
right.
that's my spiel, child.
All right. Well, listen. You're keeping the dough to the flow, and I definitely appreciate all that you do. All right, and you keep on letting God work on you. All right. Because he sure is working on Zeus. All right. We might not always see eye to eye, but we getting it right, ladies and gentlemen. All right.
Absolutely.
All right.
All right.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up to the beautiful Takesha. No lies detected. Look at all of the love. See, that's for everyone out there that likes to say Zeus, those Russian bears. Zeus, you spread hate on your platform. No, we don't. This is all love. You all should practice it, all right? And it starts within. Charity starts at home, MAGA, all right? And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, I must land my plane and get ready to go tend to other affairs in the kingdom, all right? So, before we go, number one, you all deserve a round of applause. You do an excellent job once again bringing all that truth, all right, to all of my subscribers, to all of my gifters, to the moderators, and to the panelists. No special order, but thank you for all that you do. Seriously, you all help make this show exciting, educating, and entertaining. You do. All right, but before we get up out of here, you know what we got to do. Let's give the Zeus haters out there, those Jasons out there that are creating profiles with their significant others on them, but still out here doing nasty things. Because I'm pretty sure you'll go see Jason sending $2,400 to some random woman on the internet that's not his wife, but we know because he has that MAGA demon, all right? To the Zeus haters, to our critics, to our detractors, those who continue to dwell in lies and peddle misinformation and disinformation on behalf of Vladimir Putin and the Kremlin. Let's give them what they deserve before we get up out of here, ladies and gentlemen. One last round of booze and shame. Get them out of here. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, take care and stay safe out there in those TikTok streets. And don't do nothing I wouldn't do. And listen up, Jay Bear. My good friend Jess has said she is willing to have a conversation with you about all of those things that you've been complaining to Zeus about. I look forward to seeing you there. And don't you dare make another reason or another excuse for why you can't show up. You too, Stacy Bear. And I really am the most handsome. I love you all, ladies and gentlemen. Take care, stay safe. Night, you lady. Homer, love you, Sean. Don. Thank you, everyone. What a great show.
This is how I stare when I'm looking like Zeus.
Never a dull moment.
When I'm moving like Zeus. Don't be playing with my mood when I'm grooving like Zeus.
Toasted, yes.
Thunder in the sky like you up.
Lady Rima, Nathan's mom, let's go. I'm fired in an eagle. Miss Thompson. Thank you, Takesha, seriously. Whoa, G-Man. Here's the goal. Jason, listen up, Jason. You're not winning. You're losing. You need to ask Snuggles to give you, thank you, Garvin. You need to ask Snuggles to give you a refund on that degree that you got from Snuggles University. Because you know Snuggles, he got his degree from Trump University, right? Oh, Stan, thank you. Conservative Democrat, you too. Tell him in. Reggie! Tiffany, are you there? Yeah, he's a broke billionaire. It's OC, thank you, brother.
So handsome. That's why they call me
Wise G. I was waiting for you to get in the box today and drop those, drop that freestyle.
This is how I stare when I'm
I always got new music. Woo! And there you go, thank you. It's OC, thank you. G-Man, once again, thank you for all you do, brother. You don't got to. I don't know how you do it, but you do it. Rio, Alphabet Mama, I see you. All right. Tony.
For this moment now, I gotta choose.
If you play around with love, then you're guaranteed to lose. Damn right, thank you. If you can't swim, don't be in the pool. Don't be in the pool, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go! Tinkerbell! Flickers in. DJ Sound, Jason, Jimmy, I see you. Indeed, thank you. Idaho Gal, shout out to Idaho. Where you at, Idaho? Twin Falls, Boise, where you at? Hey.
Ladies love me, yeah, I'm the one that they choose.
You know I'm so handsome, that's why they call me Zeus. Lady Rima, thank you, I see ya. Mickey Pete, I see you as well. Yvonne, I see ya. Let's go! 2 hours north of Boise. Must be past Nampa then, I guess. I don't know. What's 2 hours north of Boise? And is it Eagle? No, I don't know where Eagle is. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go.
I just want to find 11,780 which is one more than we have.
Oh, and see right there, that'll get you a RICO case with Bonnie Willis. Reggie, where you at, Reggie? Let's hit him with the remix.
He's deranged. Jack Smith.
He's deranged.
Jack Smith.
He's deranged.
Jack Smith. He's deranged. Jack Smith. He's deranged. Jack Smith. He's deranged. Jack Smith is me. He's deranged.
It's Zeus.
Jack Smith, hey!
Donald Trump is indicted and they take
one charge and they turn it into 36 charges.
And he's a big Trump hater. Openly, he's a Trump hater.
Yeah, and I'm a Trump hater
His
too.
wife is even more of a Trump
I'm a Trump hater too, ladies and gentlemen. All right, now listen. We haven't done it all week, but let's do it, all right? This is Donald Trump, ladies and gentlemen, right now telling his supporters another lie.
We're going to win so much.
Here he goes.
We're going to win at every level. We're going to win economically. We're going to win with the economy. We're going to win with military. We're going to win with health care and for our veterans. We're going to win with every single facet.
Right.
We're going to win so much, you may even get tired of winning. And you say, please, please, it's too much winning. We can't take it anymore. Mr. President, it's too much. And I'll say, no, it isn't. We have to keep winning. We have to win more.
Ooh,
we're going to win more.
Right there. You hear that strong more. Right there. He's putting everything in it. And then you saw what happened when President Biden beat him, right? This is how he sounded.
We had such a big night. You just take a look at all of these states that we've won tonight. And then you take a look at the kind of margins that we've won them by. And all of a sudden, it's not like we're up 12 votes and we have 60% left.
12 votes?
We won states, and all of a sudden, I said, what happened to the election? It's off. And we have all these announcers saying, what happened? And then they said, because you know what happened? They knew they couldn't win. So they said, let's go to court. And did I predict this, Newt? Did I say this? I've been saying this from the day I heard they were going to send out tens of millions of ballots. I said exactly.
Ooh, he's sweating right now.
Because either they were going to win, or if they didn't win, they'll take us to court. So Florida was a tremendous victory.
Right.
76,000 votes with almost nothing left. And all of a sudden, everything just stopped. This is a fraud on the American public. This is an embarrassment to our country. We were getting ready to win this election. Frankly, we did win this election.
That is some funny stuff right there. I mean, nowhere else can you just say, look, the score is 100-0, but you know what? We won. Nowhere else can you do that except in Donald Trump's cult. I'm out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Listen, before we get up out of here, let's drop the bomb.
You have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black.
You ain't black. You ain't nothing but a modern day slave. I'm out of here, ladies and gentlemen.